Good evening. This will be the third time in a span of about 20 minutes that I have started this reading, so I am hoping for the best right now. I really am. There is something going on with this, and I'm just span of about 20 minutes. Oh, thank God. Finally. Okay. We are finally online. I'm so sorry about the way this stream started, considering the fact that the title of this video, I know, is dealing with some very intense energy of uncertainty, confusion. As I put, journeying the void is not an easy feat. It is a very, very serious part of the soul's journey in general. And I really wanted to be able to start this live acknowledging that part. But unfortunately, because of my own technical snags, I'm a little bit imbalanced and wobbly myself. So I invite you to ground with me. I'm going to venture into taking a few deep breaths so that I can be adequately present for you and for the feelings that you may be processing regarding the title of this video, should you resonate with what I put. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or after this is done. I really hope that I can offer any kind of guidance that you may be seeking. I hope I can be useful to this part of the journey that you're on. But as I opened this live stream with, I'd like to disclaim the fact that this is a very intense part of your journey. And because of how personal it is, these cards, I as a reader and healer, and anyone else, any other healer, any other deck of cards that you may be seeking advice from, can only help you so much. I strongly believe that when journeying through periods of uncertainty or confusion, when dealing with the void, it is of utmost importance for you to focus on your inner guidance and for you to be patient and gentle with your process. So I'd like to encourage that before anything else. And if by chance you have arrived at this point of the video or live stream and you feel like you haven't been giving enough patience to yourself, to your process, then I recommend sincerely that you stop watching this and that you take time to be with yourself. I cannot give you any better answer than you can give yourself. Neither can any other healer or any other deck of cards. And I really do believe that that's what these feelings that I put in the title encourage and need out of us. So please prioritize yourself and your own vibe first before anything else. If at this point you still feel like I can offer you something, then thank you very much. I am honored to be of service. So, as we begin, I would like you to, if you don't feel grounded or if you haven't already picked out a number from 1 to 3, please do so. Take a few deep breaths. Ground yourself. Hold each number 1 to 3 in your mind's eye and pick the number that resonates with you the most. After picking that number, I do intend for this live stream to ideally be watched at the end so that the corresponding pile numbers will be put in the description and you can just click the timestamp of the number that resonated most to you. Again, if you're present in this live stream, then thank you. And should you have picked your number by now, then let's play. I will be holding up each pile in order to show which one I'm dealing with. I'm now going to read for pile 1. We have the One of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Devil. So I'll have to clarify this then at the beginning of each pile reading. It'll just be those 3 cards, and then I will pull out 1 extra card for clarification. This deck that I'm reading from is called the Intuitive Tarot by Stella Conway. I use it in all of my readings if you're new to my channel. What I can say, group 1, is first and foremost that I'm very sorry and that I'm with you. This pain that you may be processing is a very serious one. It's probably one of those aching things that feel like you are literally being stabbed in the heart. You're feeling physical pain associated with your period of stagnancy and confusion. And you may feel extremely fearful that nothing will come out of this. You are going through a dark night of the soul. And if you don't know what it is, then I invite you to do research on it. I'm sure that there are support groups online as well, because it's something that's very common. And even people who don't know that this is what it's called go through it. It's a very human experience. You are literally facing the devil in this phase of your life. And the idea is that you needn't be scared, even though it is very scary. This kind of fear that you're feeling is very healthy and very necessary for the soul and for your awakening. You may be going through even a fresh awakening, in which case I cannot stress enough how helpful it could be for you to do research on the dark night of the soul and to be patient with your process. This is something that your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever God you pray to or believe in, and even if it is just your own self, this is something you and your own cells, the cells in your body, knew was coming. You are prepared for this. You have everything you need to be able to traverse this field of uncertainty, and you will come out on the other side renewed. I'd like to explore the interpretation of the One of Cups so that you can understand what you're up against. It may feel absolutely fucking terrible, but it's good. This is medicine. The interpretation for this is love, spiritual connection, opening to the full potential of love, its promise and force, burgeoning potential, feelings and emotions that need to be explored and safely expressed, for example, through art, song, or dance, unity, love, renewal. You are going through a very necessary rebirth, and you are okay. And as suggested in this card, excuse me, if you can indulge in moments of creativity, maybe putting on your favorite song, moving your body, going on a walk to a song that can make you feel through your emotions so that you can cry it out, write it out, draw it out. Like I said, dance it out. You should do it. Try not to be too still, even though the sadness and the ache that you may feel through this process may draw you into feelings of stillness. Be gentle with yourself and allow yourself space to be still when and as you feel like it, but put a limit to the stillness, because being too still, it's saying the idle mind is the devil's playground. For real. So too much stillness in what you're going through right now can be a little bit dangerous. But listen to your body. Listen to your body and try to do the active work of trying to unite your body and your mind, because outside of this card speaking of heartbreak and possible depression, in this deck it also speaks of a separation between the mind and the heart. There needs to be, it's as if the universe is putting you through an active struggle to unite the two. Try to surrender to your process. Like I said, as shitty as this may feel, it's actually very good. It's very, very good. And you're fine. You're safe. Keep reminding yourself this. You are safe. Nothing about these feelings can kill you. You will make it to the other side. You will. I'm going to pull your fourth card for upliftment. Any messages that your angels feel is necessary for you to hear right now. Right. The Queen of Rods. Energetically, I believe that this card is warning against you carrying out behaviors of projection. Be careful of the amount of, because again, it's you have a lot of energy and power right now, even though you may not feel like it. When you're in periods, I believe that when you're in periods of darkness and grief is when you are potentially most powerful. And I think that this is the case for you right now, that you have a lot of power and energy around you and it needs to be used wisely. Beware of projecting, of blaming other people. Beware of egotism. As I mentioned earlier, try to surrender to your process. Be as gentle as possible. And as the One of Cups suggests, try to find a creative outlet for the emotions that you're processing, as they are a lot. You're practically in other realms right now. You're not too much on earth. You're dealing with a lot of underworld, subconscious work. So it may feel a little bit weird being alive right now, and existing as a human being in flesh, so that your flesh behaviors may be a bit weird. Try to ground yourself, get into a routine of grounding daily before you start your day. If you're someone who reaches for their phone first thing in the morning, like I do, definitely try not to do that during this phase. Make sure you're eating healthy and hydrating and listening to your body. Listen very carefully to what your body may be trying to tell you. I am going to read the interpretation of this card and close off with that. The Queen of Rods speaks of an intensely feminine woman, highly intuitive, perceptive, and creative. Dedication to a spiritual way of life and a deep engagement with the unconscious mythic realms. A man's enema or creative muse, possibly some hidden sorrow. There is a lot that is coming up from places you may not be aware of at all. And it may come to you as a shock, the amount of things that you have to feel and process through. You may respond to people in a very strange way. Try to take things slowly. And forgive yourself through everything. It's almost as well as if you're in a period of grief. Allow yourself to grieve, because you are approaching a new way of life and a new way of being. And in doing so, you're letting go of a lot of old. You're shedding who you used to be, everything you used to know. Don't worry about try not to think of other people. Try to only stay focused on yourself. Move through your dark night of the soul and let it finish. Your body will tell you. You will know on a heart level when it is that you're done processing and grieving. Until then, just try to take it easy. Yeah. Moving on to pile 2 now. Pile 2. We have the 3 of discs, the 6 of swords, and the high priestess. So I'm getting here that the reason that you are in this stagnancy is because it feels like you are in the aftermath of having carried out an action that your intuition told you you should have done, or you just felt like you just felt like doing something. And not to say you expected a certain result, but it's like nothing's happening from that. Maybe I'm receiving a pursuit of a job, or a leaving some old job or some old career path. Either you've done this, you're planning on doing it. Either you've done this or you're planning on doing it, and you don't actually know what to do next. Either way, you've taken a very, intense decision to prioritize your spiritual life and to prioritize following a spiritual path. But it seems as though you are unsure of you're unsure of what to do now. You've made the move. You've done the spiritual thing, or you're doing the spiritual thing. Perhaps you're praying more. Maybe you've actually consulted with a healer, and maybe they gave you an answer that you're actually not sure of, or you don't understand. And you're actually just genuinely not sure what to do next. I'm specifically receiving that it has to do with a material something, a job. Maybe something to do with whether or not you should go back to school, or just some kind of material investment. With the high priestess's presence, as I said in the beginning of this reading, you have to wait. You have to be patient with your process, and you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your process. There's a reason why you made the decision in the first place. There's a reason why your spirit called out to you, or why you just felt as though you needed to follow some spiritual way of life, start praying or whatever. You have to trust that your soul, your angels, whoever it is that you pray to or believe in, is leading you to somewhere better. You have to trust where this boat is sailing to. It's not at all an easy thing to try to embody this high priestess energy. It's actually a lot more complicated than what is like generally discussed, especially now since spirituality is like the it thing. Yeah, it's a trendy thing, but it's in no way as easy or as simple as some trends are. It's a very complicated, very multi-layered process, this way of living that you chose. And part of the layers and the complications of understanding how to do it, a huge, huge part of doing this right is being patient and trusting in your process. So you have to trust. Try to look at things as objectively as possible as consistently as possible. If you have an Aquarius placement in your life, specifically a person who has Aquarius in their personal planets, in their internal personal planets, so like an Aquarius moon, an Aquarius Mercury, or Aquarius rising, or an Aquarius Venus, you can rely on them, keep seeking advice from them. I believe they'll be able to help you look at your life objectively if ever you feel like you need further advice. But I'm saying ultimately you need to wait your process out. You need to not wait so much. Because waiting implies that you're just going to sit and do nothing. That's not what this is for. You have to you have to try to stay in a state of observation and try to always be looking. So journal as often as you can, meditate as often as you can, but I'm receiving the message of writing pen to paper. I think something with your physical hand, writing pen to paper, will get this boat moving to some place that'll make sense to you, because it feels more than anything like you just want things to start making sense, and they're just not making sense right now. And that's the root of your stagnancy, uncertainty, whatever. You're just very confused. And I'm feeling as though you expected a certain kind of certainty, especially having chosen a path that, according to, social media streets, leads you to a certainty, right? If you choose spirituality, you're supposed to be sure of yourself because you're supposed to follow your intuition or whatever. But hey, man, that's part of it. Sometimes your intuition shuts the fuck up so that you can be a confused human for a little. All of these emotions and everything you feel, it's all very useful. And that's why I'm saying journaling, because maybe you'll write an entry to something and then a week later, something about what you reflected on back then will be useful to you now. Will be useful to you in the week later that you read it. I beg your pardon. It's a process. I feel called to pull the fourth card and see which card supplements these three cards that have fallen out. So I think part of another added layer to the uncertainty that you may be feeling is that you may or may not be moving through this period of dissatisfaction. You're holding a lot of expectation. Yeah. Okay, try to do gratitude lists. I've recommended this many a times in previous readings, but I've said every time how useful it is. It may sound trivial, it may sound very almost childish, but it is. You'll be very surprised at how helpful it is to help you stay focused on the light. It seems as though you are way too focused on not so much that the cup is spilled, but that it's there at all. It's like nothing's moving. Yeah, I'm really feeling a sense of dissatisfaction of you expected something to be some certain way, and either it didn't turn out that way at all, or it's moving a lot slower than you anticipated. Yeah. You have to keep taking an observer position of your life. Keep looking. Your life is talking to you at every moment. There are always going to be these signs and symbols. We are way past the 111, 222 synchronizations. Try not to look too deeply into the numerology or into any generalized meanings of symbolisms that you can just Google. The symbols that your life is going to use to speak to you are very personal. Only you will know it, so it's not going to help very much Googling or relying on 1111 and 2020 and 2121, relying on these very generic ways of synchronicities. That is not going to work for you. You have to really center in on yourself. center in on your life. It's a very personal journey. I think part of why your stagnancy is brewing so intensely is because you are looking to other people's stories and expecting your story to play out like how other people's are playing out. Don't do that. I may also and this feels specific, but I may have you as group 2, you may have chosen this pile as someone who actively tried to pursue this high priestess lifestyle, so that you're trying to make a living out of being a healer, or possibly being a tarot reader or astrologer, or something along those lines. It is, again, no child's play when you choose this path as your whole life. It is something completely different. You have to understand you are paving something totally new. You are the one running so that other people behind you can take a leisurely stroll, right? You are the trailblazer in terms of what you chose for your life. So you have to be patient about the way that it unfolds and trust that you did the right thing, because you did. You did. And thank you and congratulations. Thank you for pursuing and making the decision to do this. Yeah, you will be fine. It's a matter of patience. I'm feeling called to read on the interpretation of the High Priestess before closing off your pile. The interpretation of this card speaks of intuitive insights and wisdom, arcane knowledge, and the ability to act with empathy and understanding. A new source of inspiration can indicate that creativity, intuition, and spirituality need more emphasis in your life. Great feminine strength in either sex, for a man, his anima, muse, or soulmate. I'm also now really quickly receiving on prioritizing feminine energy. Prioritize your feelings, observe your feelings. Yes, journal. Journaling is very important. And lots of alone time, so that your path can unfold in front of you. I think that's also it. You're placing a lot of pressure on it being your own work to figure this out. You're not alone. Excuse me. You've chose a particularly spiritual path, and as such, you have to acknowledge and surrender to spiritual ways. That is, surrender to the fact that your destiny it's all already written. It's a matter of it unfolding before you. Allow the fog to clear on its own. You're not doing this clearing by yourself. Respect nature's cycles and just wait. Keep observing. Stay on the lookout. Keep your mind and your heart open. Pay attention to your dreams. And be open to coincidental moments, because I do have a feeling that given the life path that you've chosen for yourself, there'll be more of that coming up. It's very exciting, but you really have to practice patience with what you've chosen. I'm now moving on to pile 3. Pile 3. We have the Knight of Rods, the 6 of Rods, and the 8 of Discs. So immediately, group 3, I'm receiving firstly the fact that I think, so I'm, okay. I was receiving the idea or the perception of someone who is happy in their job. However, or maybe that, okay, it's as if okay, it's as if you're in a position where everything is going well for you materially, but the reason for the stagnancy is because there's still something, it's as if there's still something missing. Yes, there's something missing. Maybe, it's interesting. I'm currently feeling the feeling of stumpness and just like, why don't I feel satisfied, or no, why do I feel this longing? It's not that you don't feel satisfied, but you're still longing for something. It's as if it's like there's this inexplainable like trough in your heart that you don't know how to deal with. It's like you're yearning. It's like you're missing someone you never met, like missing someone you never met. I am ultimately, so before anything, like I said, everything is going well materially. You're satisfied with all that you have. You're seemingly satisfied with everything that you are. You may have even just recently hit a great milestone. Maybe you graduated, or you just achieved a really good job. Congratulations either way. You know, the Six of Rods it does indicate that you are due for some kind of congratulations. Hopefully you've appreciated yourself enough for everything that you've done so far, because you have achieved a lot. And that is something that's coming out very clearly here, that you've achieved a lot materially. So well done for that. But this yearning, the Knight of Rods speaks of somebody who is a yearner, who is still seeking spiritually. You may be a little bit, the Knight of Rods, I beg your pardon, speaks of someone who may be a little bit idealistic in the way that they perceive the world, so that the yearning is rooted in the fact that, like, you just want to feel fuller. You want to feel more joy in your days. Not that you don't feel enough, but that you feel somewhere in your heart that you could be happier. You could be enjoying life more. I immediately received as well, with everything, something about writing, creative writing, poetry, specifically though, creative writing. So if you haven't thought about it, you should get into it. If it's something that you thought you might be good at, try your hand at short stories, at a short story, a poem, or just simply writing about your experiences and seeing how you can make it something romantic. Start a Substack. Start a Substack. Start a Substack. And I also received, so I once read about an experience an author had about how she would write about things that she wanted. She'd write about, like, she'd dream about things that she wanted to manifest in her life, and she went about writing a story about it as if it already happened. So try your hand at that. Something to get your creative juices flowing in a fun way, so that you can create this more life that you want for yourself, because it really does feel like it's like you've cooked a meal. You've been cooking a meal and it's great so far. It tastes fine. You know, it's not like it doesn't taste bad. You're so certain somebody would enjoy this meal that you've cooked, but you feel like it's still missing that thing, you know? And I think what is most missing here is your engagement with your life. Romanticize your life more often. Consider buying yourself flowers. It's something I've seen all over social media, and something I've been having conversations with my sister about as well. It's a very underrated thing to beautify your space. So even if it's not flowers, get a new picture that you can frame and hang on your wall. I'm seeing simple things, man, like a new tablecloth, a new bed sheet, new shoes, or a new scarf, given that it's winter this side, a new jacket, but something that has a design to it or a color, something vibrant. You need vibrancy in your life. That's what you need in order to push through this. So I'm not so much feeling that with you, group 3, that you have a huge kind of stagnancy. It feels like what you are tapping into is the beginning of something that could grow into something huge. But it's not that intense. It's just, like I said, it's just a matter of you needing to engage with your life more. You just need to engage. Yeah. Just be more present in your life. Try to read more. Try to read more fiction books. Yes, read more fiction books, romance novels. Please don't turn to the sad and heavy shit. There's plenty of sad, heavy stories out there. Try to turn to something interesting, fantasy, vampire stories, you know. Yeah, try. You just need to have more fun with your life. That's really all that can get you out of this. And I think I feel that once you choose this, the switch will happen very quickly. It'll happen very quickly. I'm going to pull out one more card to support and supplement these cards that I've pulled. A message of support from your angels. Okay. So you have had 4 cards fall out. I don't want that many. I just want one more. But that does normally say that your angels have a lot to say to you. So you have a lot. You are soul searching right now. It's my favorite emotion. I'm a Pisces rising, so I'm always soul searching, like literally every minute of every day. Okay. Still asked for one, but two cards fell out. We have the Queen of Rods and the Lovers. Both suggesting a sense of like spiritual discovery. With the Lovers, this may be a random one, but I'm feeling that it's possible that you may be feeling a little bit stagnated, or part of the reason why you're feeling so soul searchy and lustful is because you do need to find yourself autonomously away from some kind of situation or relationship that has been going one way. It's like something about you needing to rip away. So something about you needing to be autonomous from something that you're used to being part of. It may even be a friend group, but I am getting mostly that it's a relationship of some kind, either with your work or with an actual person. Something about that relationship is no longer, it's no longer helpful in order for you to figure out yourself. You need to find more of yourself. You need to find more of yourself, essentially. I'm going to read the interpretation of the Lovers. So this card speaks of choice between symbiosis and autonomy, old and new, fear and love, necessary separation from aspects of the past and present in order to let in the future, honesty to yourself or to someone else about some fundamental truth, the ability to see your own blocks, the dawn of sexual awareness. So now that I'm reading the interpretation and reminding myself of that, it does more feel like this is something to do with the truth about how something may be boring you. It may be this job that is so incredible, or this thing that you just graduated from. Something may have brought you a lot, something that is, or that you thought would bring you a lot of success, is just not cutting it for you anymore. While it is still, it's still amazing. Prospectively, it's still incredible and it still looks good, but on another layer within, it's just not satisfying enough for you. You need to face the truth of that. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind, and there is a solution for everything. Nothing is actually a dead end. Sometimes this wall that you think that you're driving into could transform into a doorway into another world, but you'll only see the transformation after you're brave enough to drive into the wall, It feels, while I did initially say that you could do something like romanticize your life by flowers or whatever, I'm feeling into now that you may need to do something a little bit dramatic. So to relate it to the suggestions I had about buying new flowers or buying a new item of clothing or a tablecloth or whatever, maybe what you actually need to do is change your hairstyle. Or pick up a new hobby that you never thought or pick up a hobby that you actively thought you'd never pick up, that you never thought you'd like, that you actively said you'd never be interested in this. Try something new and try to do it regardless of the thing that you are used to identifying with, whether or not it is your partner or your job. It feels like you're a very proper person and you're very used to keeping in control of your image. You need to let yourself spill out a little bit, Try to do something different. Switch something up about yourself and or about the way that you interact with your life, so that your life can give you feedback about which changes you can make to make you feel more alive. Because you do deserve to feel more alive, more excited about your life. There's a reason why you're feeling like bored, Your true self is calling out to you. This is a very specific message as well. Don't cheat. Please don't cheat if you feel called to. Like I said, very, very specific. Please do not be disloyal. Please do not lie. Please try to be as truthful to yourself as possible. Lying is not the character switch up that I'm recommending here. Doing weird things with people's free will, manipulation, all of that, that's not the thing I'm talking about. Please be aware of that, even if you are someone who has the capabilities to do that, because I'm also feeling that with the fact that you're so used to having things together, you are someone who is very beautiful. And don't start thinking about using your beauty for weird shit. You know what I mean? Even regardless of you having seen other people do it, because I'm also feeling into that maybe you feel inspired by, maybe you feel inspired by by sirens and people who use their beauty for crazy things, Try to be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. You know who you are. And as I said, the part of the reason why you're feeling this way is because who you are, the true sense of who you are, is calling out to be recognized and possibly appreciated and given more space to shine. There are more layers of you. You are a lot more interesting than you give yourself credit for. And that is all. That is all. Thank you very much for being present with me during this reading. Thank you for trusting me enough to guide you through this period of life that you're facing. As I emphasized in the beginning of this video, of this live stream, please prioritize your inner voice above all else. prioritize your truth, prioritize being gentle with yourself and being patient with your process, because there is a process and you can trust it. Until next time.